reminds me of that one story you told me about that kid in the Navy that would just beat the crap out of people. That little scrawny kid.
Oh, that was the guy that we had in boot camp. We had what they call smokers, and on the weekend, different companies they had boxing match. Had a ring, you know, and they had boxing.
Yeah.
Each company would fight each other, you know. And we had this little old guy. He was just little old skinny. His arms weren't that big around, and he, you know, he's kind of like this here, and he was squared away pretty good, but he was just a little frail, light complected, just a frail little guy. But man, he got in that ring, and of course they matched him up size and stuff, you know, pretty much fair. And he'd just go nuts. He'd start going, just throwing fists and stuff, and he beat him. Where everybody's in our company's going,
Shocked.
holy cow! I can't remember his name. I got a picture of him in my book downstairs. I can't remember his name, but my God, I mean, he impressed everybody. We were going, wow! Talk about man, you totally different, just changed, flipped.
And then there's that one where
Boy, you put a set of boxing gloves on him and get him in the ring, and he was a heck cat. Man, he would go after it.
What was that one where it was the sergeant or whatever, I don't know what you call him. He got real mad at you and embarrassed you and stuff in front of all people.
What you talking about?
It was something he like got mad at you for.
You were gawking. You were marching.
That's when I was marching. Yeah, I was marching along, and it was a training ship they used for training purposes. And I was just walking along and going like this here. Well, I didn't know it. Company commander way up here, and I'm in the 6th squad, which is all the way on the outside, and I'm the second man back. I'm way up front, second guy from the front. They're up here, and there's 60-some guys in this whole bunch. And the company commander, his name was Crittenden, he was up here. And the next thing I know, he just slowed down, let it go by. He walked back up. Next thing I know, pow, right beside my head. Pow! I can't sit my head straight. And we're marching along there, and then he marched past me just going like this, looking right at me, and I'm just going, marching on. I just kept my eyes straight ahead like that, and he just kind of looked at me and going, there you go now, gawk again. I'm, ooh, But he was actually a really good guy. He was all right. His name was, he was a senior chief. Crittenden was his last name. I'm sure he's gone now. He was.
Those senior chiefs were.
He was the master, and he was the second highest you can go. He was an E8, and the next to highest is E9.
He'd seen a lot, done a lot.
Oh yeah, he was what, 38 years old, and getting ready to retire. I mean, we was his last company he was pushing through and stuff, and that was back in '71. So
I think the one that Ashton was talking about was when he was having an inspection and you didn't get.
oh well, we had her one of our first inspections in boot camp, and this old first class petty officer chief, he walks in there. He's got a little stubby cigar in his mouth, and everybody's standing attention at the end of your bunks and stuff. We got our lockers here, and everything's folded and squared away in your bunks, all made. And it had to be. They took what they call the blue jacket manual, and it had to be your top blanket had to be folded back the width of a manual. They'd run a manual like this, and the fold had to be the same size, and everything. And they look underneath, make sure there's nothing hanging through the springs. That's called an Irish pennant. They'd hit you they'd give you a check mark for it. Man, you're squared away. And I had everything. I mean, I was squared away. I had everything double, triple, quadruple checked. Standing there, of course, they found something wrong with everybody. Knocking boots off the top of lockers, flipping things over, pulling clothes out of their bunks. There's mess like that. They told one old boy, said, you're nothing but a company clown. Get going. And he had to start running around the inside of the barracks saying, I'm a company clown. I'm a company clown. And the next one, you might be an effing idiot or something. They have to start saying it and running. You start running. And he had 60-some guys to go through. So they're running. So he gets to me and he goes like this, and he looks at my britches like that, and he just takes my dungarees, he throws them over my head like that, ties them in a knot, and goes, whap! Like that. And I'm standing there and go, what am I supposed to say? And he went, just looked at me like, what? You idiot? I just took off saying, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I just started running. I just started running. I don't care, I don't care. He just looked at me like, and I said, what am I supposed to say? And he went, And they look at me like, what? You know, what? You know, like that. And I don't care, I don't care. And I run by my buddies, they're still standing like that. I don't give a damn either. I don't care. And they're going, and everybody ended up running around doing something. It was crazy. All that was to get you squared away and put the fear of God in you. And it did. And he was good at it. And they had other guys that accompany. If you was such a screw up, they called them, I can't remember what they called them, but they wore black angelettes, big old black angelettes. These guys were the bad guys. I mean, they come in, if they had to call them in, you're in trouble. And this one company commander, he had a bunch of screw ups, he just could not get them squared away, so they called them in. And our barracks was, you spend the first 4 weeks or so over on one side of this island, then you go over into advanced training, so you move over to new barracks and go into advanced training. So we were over there, and this they called them in, and it was during the day. And at night in San Diego, it was during February, March, it's hot during the day and cold at night. I mean, hot, t-shirts during the day, jackets, freezing at night. And they closed the windows, and that was it. Their windows were fogged up. I mean, fogged up. And I mean, when they come out of it, they actually threw guys into the middle things, broke ribs. I mean, they got rough. They manhandled them. They don't do that. They couldn't do that now at all. But they manhandled them. And I seen one guy one time, and it was a kid. I don't think he was. There was 3 levels in each big barracks, 3 levels, and we was on the bottom. Then it was like we was company 082, 083, 084, and then it goes over here 85, 6, 7, you know, down the line. And it was smoke break. Everybody's outside smoking. And you had cans. You put your butts in the cans and all this kind of stuff. And you do not get off the curb. And this one old kid is just standing there. He's standing there by the curb, and he just standing there talking to his buddy like that. And he just kind of backed up a little bit. And he went like that, stepped off, and then he went back like this. Here comes this little Datsun pickup. I mean, just sliding up there. And he goes, "You come here." And then that kid turned around and he walked up there and he goes, "Come here." And the kid stuck his head down like that, and he grabbed him by the collar like that and went boom like that and pulled his face boom right into the side of that truck. Bounced him off of it. I mean, he hit it. And we're going, oh my God, you know, bounced him off of it. You know, you do not step off that curb, you don't even run and yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, get out of here. And he just drove off. He grabbed him by the collar, and I mean, he popped him right in the side of the door, top of the door frame. Man.
He didn't break his neck.
I know it. I know it hurt. It had to. But I pretty much squared away after that. But our company commander, he cheated. He had, in your first event in your training, he's got he lives in the barracks. But his room is separate. It's there, but he's got a big picture window, so he can see everybody. Like that. But in there, his locker, in there he had a bunch of indust and stuff he kept in his locker. So the night before inspection, he'd open his locker up and get the indust out. We'd spray rags down and wipe everything. Underneath, I mean, everybody had something in there dusting that place. And they come in the next day, and they actually do have white glove on. And they start running their finger down stuff and looking. They come up with nothing. Boy, we got pennants. They'd have little pennants that you put on your guide-on flag for outstanding this. You might have a ribbon, extra ribbon. Our guide-on had all kinds of academic ribbons and hanging off of it. So boy, it had ribbons and stars and little diamonds they put on them and stuff, all kinds of stuff. He cheated for us. Like that, and he goes, "You guys keep your mouth shut." You know, I go, "Oh yeah, we didn't say nothing." And in there, he would only let you use Zest soap, because Zest soap doesn't leave soap stains on like stainless steel, like normally, and it don't. So he said, nobody, you know, you could use anything you want if they let you. They had, at the commissary, they had different kinds of soap stuff, but Zest only. Because when they go in and inspect your barracks, they expect the showers, stalls, everything. I mean, everything. Looking for soap scum stains, water spots, anything. Okay, we'd pass high, man. We done good. And stuff. But even when we graduated, he couldn't even come out and say goodbye to us. He had the RCPO, which is called the Recruit Commanding Petty Officer. He's one of you, but he's the top you bunch. He read a letter from him, because he couldn't. Finally, after the letter was read, he'd come out. He'd come out after it was all read, and he was kind of choked up a little bit. And that's when we first got to call him Chief instead of Sir. You know, everything was always Sir. But after we graduated, then we could call him Chief. You know, Chief, like that. Boy, she shook everybody's hand and stuff, and see you guys, and off we went. Everybody went everywhere. That's when I flew back, I think it was TWA, flight back to Joplin. And we're on the plane, and the waitress goes down through there, and I'm in my dress blues and stuff. And she asked this guy in front of me, would you like a cocktail, sir? Well, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. I'd like to have a little thing of that fruit. You know, I'm kind of hungry. And I heard him say, martini. I got, okay. And she come to me and she goes, and what would you like, sir? And I said, martini. Okay. Well, I didn't know a martini was gin. And I got stinking drunk on gin when I was about 15 years old at my Aunt Ruth's house. And I mean, puking. I puked on a rug. I laid on the van and it was spinning so hard. Ted come home and he opened the bottle. So I'm going to get drunk now. I'll get drunk with you. He mixed up a bunch of stuff and we was drinking. Oh my God, gin. To me, it was like drinking an Aqua Velva shaving lotion.
Oh.
It was nasty. And I said, I never touched it since. Since that airplane ride, never touched it. And I couldn't stand it then, but I had to drink it. I mean, there I was in the military, and I ordered it. I got to drink it, and it was all I could do to swallow it. Oh my God, it was nasty. Oh, I didn't get the willies thinking about it.